Bridget Jones! Bridget Jones!
What sound is that?
Bridget Jones?
It is Daniel Cleaver.
Jones, what the hell are you doing?
Of course, as a well-spoken British girl, it's practically my duty to review Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. She's been in my life for so long that watching her latest film feels like catching up with an old friend.
Bridget Jones, wanton sex goddess with a very bad man between her thighs. Mum. Hi.
The kind who drinks too much Chardonnay, makes a complete tit of herself at every available opportunity, and yet somehow always lands on her feet. And honestly, I've missed her. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. The first Bridget Jones's Diary was pure magic. It had everything: a sharp script, an awkwardly relatable heroine, and Colin Firth in a reindeer jumper. It was the rom-com blueprint, the one that all others should have aspired to. Then in 2004, we got Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason, which, well, let's just say it was a bit like waking up the morning after too much wine. Some funny moments, but mostly a series of questionable decisions and a lingering sense of regret. I mean, Bridget ended up in a Thai prison at one point. A Thai prison. It was unhinged. Then after a suspiciously long break, Bridget Jones's Baby 2016 arrived, and it was surprisingly good. Bridget was older, still a bit of a disaster, and suddenly pregnant with two potential fathers, because of course she was. It was ridiculous, but it had heart, and just like that, Bridget was back. So when Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy was announced, my reaction was a mix of excitement and sheer fucking panic. Would it recapture the charm of the first? Would it go full Edge of Reason again? Or God forbid, would it turn into some half-assed cash grab that should have stayed in the drafts? Now, if you've managed to avoid spoilers up until now, brace yourself, this one's a biggie. The film follows Helen Fielding's third book, which means Mark Darcy is dead gone, off to the great courtroom in the sky. If you just gasped like someone slapped you, welcome to the club. We all did the same when the book came out. Killing off Mark Darcy was a bold move, and I'm still not sure if I've forgiven Helen Fielding for it. But it does set the film apart. Instead of another round of, oh no, Bridget's made a tit of herself at a fancy event while two posh men fight over her, this time it's about something deeper: grief, change, moving forward when life kicks you in the teeth. And yes, of course, there's dating, because God forbid Bridget be left alone for 5 fucking minutes. So, how does it all play out? Well, Renee Zellweger is Bridget Jones. She slips back into the role like she's never been away, older, maybe wiser-ish, but still a walking, wine-fueled disaster in the best possible way. There's texting, mishaps, inappropriate outfits, and at least one spectacularly bad decision that will have you screaming, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Bridget," at the screen. And of course, the big question, who's the new love interest? Well, without giving too much away, she finds herself caught between a younger man, because of course she does, and a more age-appropriate option. And while no one will ever replace Mark Darcy, the film does a good job of making the romance feel fresh rather than forced. But let's talk about the real emotional gut punch. Watching Bridget navigate life without Mark. This isn't just a story about dating disasters and big pants. It's about loss, about trying to keep your shit together when everything falls apart. And yes, it's still funny because it wouldn't be Bridget Jones without at least one moment of absolute chaos. But there are also moments that will hit you right in the feelings. One minute you'll be laughing at Bridget getting herself into another ridiculous situation, and the next you'll be quietly sobbing into your wine. It's a roller coaster. And yet there's something undeniably cathartic about watching Bridget's journey. Over the years, she's stumbled through life in a way that feels almost painfully relatable. She's embarrassed herself at work, ruined relationships, made drunken declarations of love, and spent more time than is advisable in pajamas, surrounded by empty wine bottles and the haunting sound of All By Myself. And yet through it all, she has always picked herself back up. One feels that no matter how bad it gets, Bridget keeps going, and that's what makes her so special. This time though, the stakes feel higher. She's lost the man she was supposed to spend forever with. The love story that spanned decades, that had us all swooning over Colin Firth's stiff, emotionally constipated charm, is over. And yet life goes on. That's the beauty of this film. It's not about pretending everything is fine or magically fixing what's broken. It's about learning to live with the cracks cracks about finding new joy in unexpected places. It's about the resilience of a woman who, even when the universe throws her a colossal, heartbreaking curveball, still somehow finds a way to laugh, to love, and to move forward. So, should you watch it? If you love Bridget, absolutely. Just bring tissues because, trust me, you'll fucking need them. And maybe a large glass of Chardonnay or two, or fuck it, just bring the whole bottle. Bridget has always been one of us. She's the part of us that makes terrible choices, eats an entire wheel of cheese in one sitting, and still hopes for a grand romantic gesture at the end of it all.
Nice boys don't kiss like that.
Oh yes, they fucking do.
But more than that, she's proof that life doesn't follow a script, that even when things fall apart in the worst possible way, there's always the chance to put them back together. Maybe not perfectly, maybe with a few more cracks and a lot more swearing, but together all the same. And if Bridget can keep going, fuck it, so can we. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, stay chic, stay tech savvy, and most importantly, stay tuned for more exciting content here on Chick Tech Spotlight. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content coming your way real soon.